Okay, imagine this for a second. What if the word I just didn't exist? That's the wild world we're diving into with Yevgeny Zamyatin's novel, We. It's all built on this one kind of terrifying idea. If you want perfect happiness, you gotta get rid of the individual. So, to really get what's going on, we need to meet the numbers who actually live there. I mean, seriously, this is the big question Zamyatin throws at us. Just picture it. A society where you don't have a name, you've got a number, and happiness? Oh, it's not something you find. It's something that's mandatory, all figured out by a mathematical formula. So what would you even do? Who would you be in a place like that? So welcome to the one state. This place is literally made of glass, so there are no secrets. Everyone can see everyone else all the time. Your whole life runs on a perfect, logical schedule, and the whole philosophy behind it is shockingly simple. Freedom is what makes people unhappy. So the solution is obvious, right? Just get rid of freedom. And in this world of absolute, perfect order, we get to meet our narrator, the guy who is supposed to be its biggest success story. So let's meet D503. He's basically our guide through this whole thing. And man, he is a true believer. He's this brilliant mathematician, the lead engineer building a massive ship called the Integral. And get this, the ship's whole purpose is to spread the one state's philosophy to other planets. He's precise, he's logical, he is 100% loyal. He doesn't just believe in the system, he is the system. Well, until he's not. You know, in every perfectly balanced equation, there's always one variable that can just throw the whole thing into chaos. And for D503, that variable is a woman. And here she is, I-330. She is everything the one state has tried to crush. She's passionate, she's unpredictable, and she is dangerously individualistic. She's also a key player in a resistance group called the Methi, which sounds a lot like Mephistopheles, the tempter, right? When she looks at D503, she doesn't see a loyal citizen. No, she sees a tool she can use to break the whole system apart. That sharp, mocking smile, those X-shaped eyebrows, she is the very definition of rebellion. And boom, right there, that's the whole conflict of the novel in a nutshell. You've got D503 on one side, representing rationality, conformity, building things for the state. Then you've got I-330, who is all about passion, freedom, and, breaking the state. It's like order versus chaos. And the clash between these two, that's what sets the entire story in motion. But this fight isn't just about big ideas like logic and freedom. It gets super personal. And we see that through the people who get caught in the middle of D503's little awakening. First, we have 090. When the story starts, she's D503's state-approved partner. She's described as all-round and soft, totally the opposite of I-330's sharpness. Her rebellion isn't some grand political statement. It's something way more fundamental. She just wants to have a child, which is illegal for her because she doesn't meet the state's physical requirements. She's like this symbol of natural human instinct that cold, hard logic can never really stamp out. And then there's R13, D503's best friend. Now, he's a poet, which sounds great, right? Except in the one state, being a poet means writing poems that celebrate public executions. Ugh. R13 is basically what happens when creativity is completely neutered. He's a true artist, trapped in a system that only allows art when it's just plain propaganda. He's all about the death of free expression. So you might be wondering, how does a society like this keep everyone in line? Well, it's all about constant, inescapable surveillance. It's time to meet the enforcers. All right, first up, you've got the Guardians. Just think of them as the secret police, but on a whole other level. They're literally the eyes and ears of the one state. Everywhere, all the time. They just blend in, making sure every single thing you think, say, or do is perfectly in line with what the state wants. They're this faceless, creepy machine of total control. And then you get a specific one, S4711. This guy seems to be shadowing D503's every single move. And what's so genius about his character is that his body literally matches his job. He's described as being S-shaped, all hunched and twisted, like a living question mark. He is the walking, breathing embodiment of state paranoia, always watching, always suspicious. And at the tippy top of his whole pyramid of control, there's one single figure. He's this almost godlike leader, and they call him the benefactor. The benefactor isn't just some politician. He's described like a force of nature. His enormous hands and heavy build just scream absolute, unquestionable power. He is the state, but in human form, a dictator who personally watches over public executions and is basically worshipped by everyone.
But here's the thing about a cage: no matter how perfect it seems, there's always an outside. And beyond the city's glass and its big green wall, something else is brewing.
So the resistance basically has two parts. Inside the city, you've got the MEFI, that's I-330's group, the organized revolutionaries who are planning a real uprising. But then, outside the green wall, you have the people beyond the wall. These are described as wild, hairy, primitive people just living in nature. They're a constant, living reminder of the chaotic freedom that the one state is so desperate to erase. And this contrast is really the ultimate choice in the whole story. Inside the wall, you get mathematical order, you get safety, and you're just a number. Outside, you get natural chaos, you get danger, but you're free. It's the difference between a predictable, safe life and one that's totally wild and unrestrained. So, when you throw all these people and all these forces into the mix, the logician, the revolutionary, the mother, the artist, and the all-powerful state, it all really just boils down to one huge philosophical question. As we follow D503 on his journey, we're basically forced to pick between two deals. On one side, the state offers guaranteed happiness, a life with no pain, no tough choices, but it costs you your soul, your individuality. On the other side, the rebellion offers a dangerous kind of freedom, the freedom to love, to create, but also the freedom to get hurt and to feel pain. And that's the real kicker, isn't it? That's the question the novel just leaves hanging in the air for us. Every single character we've talked about is part of this huge struggle. So what is happiness really? And what are you willing to pay for freedom? Is a world with zero suffering really worth it if you have to give up your choice? Definitely something to chew on.